Lesson 1. The Book of Nature. Jawaharlal Nehru. Let's start. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was a great freedom fighter and the first Prime Minister of independent India. He was a very good writer as well. The Discovery of India, Glimpses of World History and Autobiography are some of his noted works. During the late 1920s, he wrote a series of letters to his young daughter Indira to share his ideas, thoughts, and knowledge with her. These letters were later compiled into a book titled Letters from a Father to His Daughter. The present text is an excerpt from the book. Let's share. Why do we write letters? Discuss with your partner. Have you ever received a letter from an elder? Ask your partner if he/she had written a letter to anyone before. Let's read. Unit 1. When you and I are together, you often ask me questions about many things and I try to answer them. Now that you are at Mussoorie and I am in Allahabad, we cannot have these talks. I am therefore going to write to you from time to time short accounts of the story of our earth and the many countries, great and small, into which it is divided. You have read a little about English history and Indian history. But England is only a little island in India, though a big country, is only a small part of the earth's surface. If we want to know something about the story of this world of ours, we must think of all the countries and all the peoples that have inhabited it, and not merely of one little country where we may have been born. I am afraid I can only tell you very little in these letters of mine. But that little, I hope, will interest you and make you think of the world as a whole, and of other peoples in it as our brothers and sisters. When you grow up, you will read about the story of the earth and her peoples in fat books, and you will find it more interesting than any other story or novel that you may have read. You know, of course, that our earth is very, very old, millions and millions of years old. And for a long, long time there were no men or women living in it. Before the men came, there were only animals, and before the animals, there was a time when no kind of life existed on the earth. It is difficult to imagine this world of ours, which is so full today of all kinds of animals and men, to be without them. But scientists and those who have studied and thought a great deal about these matters tell us that there was a time when the earth was too hot for any living being to live on it. And if we read their books and study the rocks and the fossils, the remains of old animals, we can ourselves see that this must have been so. Word nest. Accounts, descriptions of events, inhabited, lived in a place, million, 10,100,000.
Here's the complete solution to the activities. Activity 1. Underline the appropriate alternatives. A. India is in fact a small part of the Earth's surface. B. Once upon a time the Earth was too hot for any living being to survive. C. Fossils are the remains of old living beings. Activity 2. Answer the following questions in complete sentences. A. What must we do to know about the tale of this world? To know about the tale of this world, we must think of all the countries and the peoples that have lived in it, not just the country where we were born. B. How old is our Earth? Our Earth is millions and millions of years old. C. Who roamed the Earth before the arrival of human beings? Before the arrival of human beings, animals roamed the earth. Activity 3. Fill in the blanks with suitable words from the text. A. As a subject, history is quite interesting. B. We have good relations with our neighboring countries. C. Plants need air, water, and sunlight to grow. D. Can you imagine how big the universe is? E. You should study regularly if you want to be a good student. Activity 4. Make meaningful sentences with the following words. A. Interest. The story about our Earth's history greatly interests me. B. Surface. The surface of the earth is covered with water, land, and forests. C. Inhabited. This small village is inhabited by kind and hard-working people. D. Together. Nehru and Indira spent a lot of time together discussing various topics. E. Scientist. The scientist studied fossils to understand the history of the earth.